Howdy ho, guys and gals. Welcome to Sunday Night Tool Talk Live with me and the missus. Nick's in the house, Barbecue 76. David's around here. Random Sandwich, 3, 2, 1, go. The Infernal Craftsman. And Steven's here. How's everyone going tonight?
Hey!
Let's see here. Give me just a second to set up.
I'm trying to do something else.
What are you doing over there?
I'm trying to like the stream before I forget.
Hey,
Grimmoot!
ads.
Allie. Pyro says, howdy.
Tell you what, I accidentally clicked on that pop-up on YouTube, the one that gives you premium, it lets you skip the ads. And so it had like a 6-week trial, so I let it try. And at the end of the day, I'm like, I don't need another $13 or $14 a month subscription, so we canceled it. It is hard to go back to not having ads.
Yeah.
Oh, Gary says, am I late? No, of course not.
The Infernal Craftsman says, the flying half says hi and misses you guys. Aw.
Oh.
I was flying recently and thought about everyone who has a job related to the airlines. It is definitely a hard job. I liked the stream. Yay. So don't forget. Futano2 says, I didn't get a notification. Sorry.
You have chat window for you.
So what I'm hearing is we're married, but we're not sharing.
No.
Alrighty then. Futon02 says, evening to bears and everyone. Frank says hello. Just a reminder, we are a family-friendly channel. We are not into politics or name calling or any of the other things. So, welcome, join us. But none of that.
Let's see here. The Kirk says, good evening. Steven says, Jesse, did you get a haircut or is it new glasses?
It's a haircut.
Are those new glasses? Are they old glasses? Different glasses?
These are the same glasses.
All right.
It's a haircut. I basically cut it all off.
A lot of it. I was very sad.
But here's the deal. My hair grows really, really, really fast. So it will be long again soon. And
Eleanor cut her hair too.
Eleanor did cut her hair. It looks adorable.
And my hair trimmer broke, which means I'm fuzzy.
We're doing some different hair.
Yeah, I need to do something different there. Let's see. Scorpion says, hello, Bear Family. Trolling for dollars says, howdy, Bears. Donna Ross says, Bear is into politics, but not on this channel. That is oddly true. Fertile Craftsman says, Donner is back to work at the airline again. Got caught in the ice coming back to Texas after dropping off her stuff in Charlotte. And Donna Ross says, OMG.
Yeah, my hair. It happened. I cut it all off. I have a really great stylist that I go to in Vegas. And I needed to do a change. And the last time I did something with my hair was like 2 years ago, maybe.
I don't know.
So it's definitely a work in progress. But it feels great to have a lot lighter hair, for sure.
Dan says, dude, who's that man? Where's the talking bear? Well, I'm Jeff. Yeah. And the bear doesn't do weekends. He considers himself to be talent. So he's off doing bear stuff. I don't know.
Doing bougie bear stuff.
Yeah. Steven says quite a bit of it gone.
Yes. What else? Daughter Ross says, I wanted your hair. Yeah. It's funny. Like, I always think, like, that it has split ends. And it does. I mean, at that point it did. But the stylist is like, you don't do anything to your hair. Like, I don't blow dry it. I don't... Style it. Nice. I don't use, like, curling irons. I basically am very low maintenance with my hair. So, and because I will forget again, I think next time I'm going to do a slightly different thing with my bangs and sort of have less bangs. But, it's a different look. And it's hair. It'll grow back.
Steven says it looks good, though. Home Handyman says Jeff needs to wear a hat like the wife is. No.
Bear1 says, hi, Bear. I did some shopping yesterday, sent out an email just now with the picture at the new house, no less. No more pictures on the washing machine. Awesome.
I just did some shopping. I did not do any. I was so close. So, yes, we are. Somebody asked before if we're still in Vegas. We are still in Vegas. Probably be here for another month and a half. And, but I need some better workspace down here. We took all our cabinets and stuff up north. So I got the little Herc workbench, which has been great for doing, projects and stuff. I really like it. But I need some place to store, like a lot of my tools down here are in like plastic tubs and stuff. So I picked up one of the VersaStack systems here. So we're going to be putting that to work. But I was this close to going and buying a U.S. General cabinet. But I'm like, I already have one. I got a ton of cabinets. I don't need more cabinets. It'll just be more heavy stuff to move eventually.
Right.
Let's see here. Where was I?
I think Gary was saying, "Hi, dears. Had to clean up 6 inches of snow so I could get truck out."
Oh my gosh.
That's a bummer. Frank says, "How do you feel about Harbor Freight air nailers? Should I pay more for the other company's nailers?"
Depend if you're doing like professional work every single day. Yeah, probably. You get a Hitachi or something like that. But if you are just doing around the house kind of stuff, what?
It's missing the thing for me to hold it.
I didn't do anything with it.
This is what happens.
It's your triangle. Maybe you should take better care of it.
I leave you alone.
Anyway, for DIY stuff, they're perfectly fine.
Hang on. Is it, how do you say that? Plimptonian? Welcome. Yeah, that's not going to work. I have no belly bell. It won't be the same. So, yeah. Yep. So, just wanted to say welcome. Thank you for joining and becoming a member. You were awesome. Whoa,
oh, that was terrible.
That is terrible. Mm-hmm.
We won't do that again.
Anywho's, we'll try to figure out the triangle situation. Sorry, we're going to get behind.
Yeah. Sean the Dead says, "Gideon, all, is the Delta Cruiser worth the money?" Oh, it's fantastic. I actually have one. I haven't demoed it for the channel yet because I haven't had a big enough at least I didn't feel like there was a big enough project to really show off what it can do. But it's a fabulous saw. If you need that space savings, because that's really all it does. It lets you take that miter saw that would normally stick a foot out or so from the wall and get it right up against the wall. If you need that, it's fantastic. Now, to be fair, there's I think a Metabo HPT version that does essentially the same thing. And instead of having the robotic arm looking thing, it just takes the two tubes that they normally slide on and puts them off center up and going forward rather than going backwards. So that's a cheaper solution. Daughter Ross says shampoo bill will go down.
Yes, for both of us ladies. So our bell is having some issues, but it's barbecue 76, so I'm not ringing the bell. Ta-da! Problem solved. The cover behind you, it's $2.76 super chat. Thank you so much. The cover behind you is not an icon cabinet.
No, it's a VersaStack system.
I think he means.
Oh, no.
No.
Let's see here. Where was I? Oh, Eric asked if the straight line sander's worth the money. He's talking about for body work. I don't do body work. I am legit terrible at body work. I can do small stuff. All right, like I can fix a rust. Excuse me. I can fix a rust patch or something. I got a drink, thank you. Which is odd because I'm actually not bad at painting, but doing like no, I don't use those. So, Tony says hello from Roswell, New Mexico. Andrew says, "Good evening, you guys. Happy to be back in Vegas." Yeah, it feels good to be back. It's warm. How about that? Not
it's
warm.
Really well. It is warm.
It's not freezing cold.
It's warm.
It got down to like 45 today.
It's positive temperatures.
Bear one says, "I don't know how I feel about the hair. It reminds me of the hairstyle my ex-girlfriend wore. Ooh.
Yeah, I have to say, I think if you're completely honest, you're not a super fan of the haircut.
I love it. I think it looks fabulous. Frank says the hair makes you look younger or just recovering from Wuhan. There's a backhanded compliment.
Nice.
Steve says tie a string to the triangle. I know, I was just looking for one. I'm sure I got one around here somewhere. And Infernal Craftsman says, took ribs and brisket to my friends on trip. Your next for care package when it gets a chance to fly out there.
Awesome.
That would be awesome.
Yes.
Barbara says hair care minimalism is a good thing. I'm the same as Mrs. B. No blow dry, no dye ever. Shampoo twice a week. Hair grows to waist every other year. Cut it back to shoulder length. Donate to locks. That's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, although she was thinking about dyeing it. She does that every, 5 years or something like that?
It's like, showering, whether I need it or not, every 5 years. No.
Grimmian says, see that vid I halfway did on the Bauer rotary hammering? No, I didn't see that. I haven't been looking at a lot of YouTube lately. What have I been doing? Working on a bunch of other stuff.
You've just been doing a lot of work, and because I was gone, you were...
Yeah, that's been great. Having to, cook my own food and stuff like that.
You survived.
That's a joke. The only thing I know how to make anymore are reservations. Natalia says, hey, just saying hi from Indonesia.
Cool. Which part of Indonesia?
Send Indonesian food.
Yes, nasi goreng is my favorite.
Futano 2 says, got delayed at the dealership yesterday due to issues found during an oil change. By the time I got out of there were no 9,000 watt generators left in Houston or the area. That's a bummer. Hey, seems like we got a lot of new people here. Just so you know, we read all the comments where the people write at the Den of Tools. Right above my head there, it says that. That lets us know that you're talking directly to us and not just talking amongst yourselves, which is totally cool. But if you type that, we will read your question. We sometimes we'll read other ones, but guarantee we read every single one that has that in there.
And I'm sorry, Stephen, I think the last name is Ewing, says, watching from Ireland. Love the channel. I wish I could get the tools for the prices you guys pay.
Oh, I wish I could go to Ireland.
Yeah, maybe we could switch. And you did exactly the perfect thing. You did at the Den of Tools. I just happened to glance over and see it as well. So, welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Matt says it's only a few stores in Illinois and Iowa, but we have Farm King here. They do have DeWalt, Milwaukee, Makita, Tecton, etc., but pretty pricey. They were running 20% off some LXT stuff today. We do, I think I did a video on the regional farm supply stores. Like in Montana, our favorite one is Murdoch's. Mm-hmm. Down here, it's Cow King that we see more of. Mm-hmm. There is a Tractor Supply, but it's an hour away over in Pahrump.
Yeah.
Apparently they are opening one up in Centennial, of all places.
That's odd.
Yeah.
But does Centennial have people that have horses and stuff like that?
They have yuppies.
Well, they don't generally have horses.
No. That's why I thought it was odd.
That's odd.
How do you straighten 2x8 8-foot boards that are warped? Yeah. There's a couple different ways to do it. The best bet is to get new lumber.
I was going to say start again.
Because you're either cutting it down to something smaller. I guess you could put it in a steam box and try and straighten it. Or I'll use them when doing headers or something. You take another board that's warped in the opposite direction, and as you nail them together, you kind of work them down until they're straight and they're actually pulling against each other. We used to do that in construction a lot. Barbecue 76 says you already said the icon is gone, so now I'm wondering, is this some kind of mystery upcoming thing you're not going to tell us, are you? It's a clothing rack.
Mystery solved.
Yeah.
No, it's not something exciting, but I could understand why you would think that, but no.
Yeah, it's clothes. The
I know that it's very shocking. We are not on a set. This is actually our garage.
Yes. Which has been taken over. It used to be my shop, and I had a lot more space, and now I've got like a corner.
Like, I don't know what fake kind of tree that is, but it always disturbs me every week.
I can tell you this. This is a green screen right here. This thing. So we're going to get that set up at some point and do some fun stuff
with that. It's not currently green. You're not losing your vision. It's not that.
It turns sideways and does all origami kind of stuff.
Origami.
Yeah.
Nice.
Let's see here. I'm getting behind. Donna Ross says, forgive Steve and I. We need to watch a Ricky. That happens.
Oh, I wish I could give Ricky a big hug.
Oh, wash, not watch. And you read that one. Barbecue 76 says, Mrs. Bear, the hair looks great, but now how are you supposed to mess with it the way you did before?
Oh, I still can. It's just a lot shorter. Ta-da! So much shorter.
The firm Craftsman says, Flying Half couldn't get the generator started while I was gone. It started right up for me once I put more gas in it. Now converting it to tri-fuel for easier starting and runtime.
Does that remind you of anyone?
Yeah.
That would be me all day long. There's something wrong with it. Does it have gas? No.
Michael says, in honor of the Gorilla Glue lady, went shopping at Lowe's around the corner, picked up some cyanocrylate nasal spray. My nose won't move. That would be, whatchamacallit. Where do you just move it? Super glue. I split my toenail. One of my toenails, I hit it on something. I split it right down the center all the way to the quick. It
feels really great.
Invigorating was the feeling I was going to say.
You were awake?
Yeah. Anyway, so she just super glued that back together for me.
Yep.
If
you're ever in a pinch and you can't find it, go to the Dollar Tree.
Oh, yeah. They
have all different kinds. They have like single use, which I think comes 4 to a pack. And then they have like the regular ones that's 2 to a pack, and it's all $1 a pack. And then they have like crazy glue, the green one, for $1. So
the single use was really cool because you know those things, they never last anyway. So
yeah, then you're sitting there trying to find like a tack to like re-pierce it. It's a hot mess. Huh. Oh, hey, sorry. I did not see the super chat. $5 super chat. Christian Allen says, thinking of switching from nursing school, long wait time, to HVAC school, but I'm 36, old, tall, big guy with bad knees. Would that be a mistake? I would say no up until you said the last part.
Yeah, nursing and bad knees, man.
No, he's saying he's thinking about switching from nursing school to HVAC school. But HVAC, you're going to be on your knees.
Crawling on your knees a bunch.
I can't make that choice for you, but I would say...
I mean, I guess it depends. There's different types of HVAC kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. If you're just servicing like, outdoor AC, residential AC units, maybe not so bad. But I know a lot of the guys who watch this channel who talk to me about it, who are in the HVAC line. A lot of times they're like crawling under houses and stuff and having to get into hard to reach areas and whatnot. It's not going to work, and you're going to drop my keys.
Whatever. I'm still going to try it because I'm your wife.
Because you're stubborn.
That too. So thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Anyone else who works in HVAC and or nursing, feel free to give your thoughts. 3, 2, 1.
Here. Yes. Give me the triangle.
You're not the boss of me. I don't know who is, but... I love you. Thank you for making my bell ring. My triangle work.
Using the remote for my studio lights.
Yes.
It works.
So thank you again for the super chat. Super appreciate it. Hope that my non-educated answer was helpful, and everyone else's educated one is as well.
Dan says, thoughts on the wind tool line building out a garage workshop. Well, okay, I should probably do a video on this because so many people are asking, and they've been asking a lot lately, and I'm not sure why it's coming up. But the short and easy of it is they're decent tools. They are in general, usually, not always, but usually a slight upgrade from what you'll see at Harbor Freight. The price is also usually a slight upgrade. But basically, I know a lot of people have them. I have some wind tools. I've got the wind sander. It works great. In fact, I've got 2 of them. And they're pretty good for the money. The only drawback is their customer service is next to non-existent. So you basically have to buy them with the assumption that there's not going to be any kind of warranty support or anything like that. That said, they usually work just fine. They have a good price point on them. They're decently made for the price point. I personally wouldn't have a problem buying one if I was looking for something that's like they've got a digital drill press. That's actually a pretty cool little item. I'd love to get that Viking digital drill press, but it's like $1,000. So, that might be a different option for you.
I like how you look at me when you say that.
Because you'd be like, no, you're not spending $1,000 on a drill press. Fred says, I'm here for the beer. Finally, we have a working refrigerator. On YouTube, they showed hunters that were attacked by 5 brown bears. What's so funny is how big black bears get. Were they attacked by 5 brown bears or 5 black bears? I'm confused. Kill King 110 says, what's up? Ronald says, are the wrenches any good at Harbor Freight? Some of them are. They're really super cheap stuff, like the super, super cheap, like comes in like a 5-piece set kind of stuff. I would avoid that. Honestly, I'm a huge fan of for the money, like best bang for the buck of the Lowe's Cobalt brand for wrenches. But the higher end wrenches at Harbor Freight are just fine. So's the Husky line. A lot of people. I find the Huskies to be a little bit shorter, which I don't like because I got bigger mitts. So, have you checked out the new TSC on South Rainbow yet? There's one on South Rainbow apparently.
The tractor supply?
Yeah. No, I have not. No. I will have to go and take a look at it. It is much closer than Pahrump. Yes. And let's see here. I think I feel like I skipped somebody. Nope, guess not. Bear One says, and a new update on the Honda mower project pick. I seem to have fixed the carburetor overfilling with go-go juice, so project is almost complete. Just got to do the first mow. Very
Yay. Nice. So you need the snow to stop happening.
Mike Adams says, hi, y'all.
Hey.
John Guthrie says, hey, Jeff, looking to buy a Predator generator while the 20% discount is still available. Which model do you think is the best value? I don't get many power outages here, and I don't camp. Well, since it's 20%, it's across the board. Which one's going to be which? What you need to do is you need to sit down with a piece of paper and a pencil. I guess you could use a pen. And look at, what do I want to power with this? And then you have to look at not just what the total, amperage is, but you have to look at what what your high peak is going to be. Okay? Because like when you turn on a microwave, it spikes really hard. Mm-hmm. Okay? But are you going to need to power a microwave? Is this going to be emergency? Basically, you just need to figure out what all I need to power, what's my power usage going to be, what's my peak power usage going to be, and buy the one that fits that. I will say this, what do you call it? I just forgot the word for it. The generators that have the inverter generator, mm-hmm. The generators with the inverter in them. Inverter generators are more expensive per output, if you will, but they are much quieter and they seem to have a better build quality to them. So I would highly recommend those, but we went with just because we wanted to be able to run the whole house. So we just went with the 9000 and just we're done with it. So
yeah.
Go ahead.
Charles, thank you for the $10 super chat. Says, recently I found your channel, love the vids. Because of them, I learned of Harbor Freight and am now a fanboy. Replaced most of my tools with Bauer and couldn't be happier. Thanks for all that you do and the help. And thanks for all you do to help and educate. Well, thank you so much for the super chat and also for the feedback. Super appreciate it. $10 super chat for Charles. Thank you. My triangle's kind of broken. I apologize. I'm really missing my bing, bada bing, bing, bing.
It's over there somewhere, isn't it?
No, I don't think it came with us.
Oh, thank goodness. There's the gong. You can get the gong. Gong.
Sadness.
Gong.
Shaka with the $2 super chat. Ryobi tools are trash. Fact.
Shaka thinks Ryobi's trash? I'm shocked.
That was funnier than me. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Bing, 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 bing.
Anyway, thanks again for both of you. Hey, and sorry,
It was Charles.
Charles, glad we could help. You know, we're always thrilled to know that we're helping people get the good tools, the right tools that they can get at the best price point to help them get the stuff that they need to get done. That's why we're here. Just read that one. Steven says, I need workshop space, period. I know that feeling. You know, we've been holding off on building this, I keep calling it a shed. It's basically a garage up in Montana because, you know, I was hoping the prices on wood would go down. They're going up. And now on plywood.
Yep.
The Kill King 10 says officially got a boomstick that goes by something 15. Oh, very nice. Very nice. It always feels good once you finally get a real working tool like that.
Barbecue 76, I am not going to ring the bell because Mrs. Barbecue 76 would probably kill me. But Barbecue 76 with the $2.76 super chat says, Shaka told me Ryobi or nothing. I think those might be fighting words. I'm just saying.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you so much for the super chat and the comedic relief. Shaka responded and said, would rather have nothing.
And as Barbecue 76 likes to say, at the Den of Tools, if you want the Den of Tools to read your comment, you're asking the Den of Tools. If you put at the Den of Tools, the Den of Tools will read your comment directed at the Den of Tools. He loves doing that.
Yeah.
Steven says, I bought a Harbor Freight Banks framing nailer. Think the 4-gallon Fortress compressor is a good pair for the nails. We got disconnected. And it says we're reconnected. Hope you're all hearing this.
Please.
I think the 4-gallon should be more than enough for that. You should be able to. I think the 4-gallon was designed to run multiple framing nailers at once. You should be able to run 2 of them off of that with nonstop. Fred Hill says, went to Murdoch's today. Unreal. Only ammo on the shelves was 7mm, 308, and 300. Unreal. Broomsticks there were only about 10 total. Yes. In fact, when I went prior to Christmas, getting a couple Christmas presents for the little ones, it was like that. Now, my oldest, I was trying to talk him into a 308, and he wanted to go with the, what do you call it? The new one, the new fast 6.5 Creedmoor. And he convinced me of that because you could still find 6.5 on the store shelves. So, anyway, I should post a video of that. Him going, the thing shoots like a laser.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Super chat. $2 super chat from Christian Allen says, being a broken record, more good, bad, or ugly videos.
Yes, I know.
We know. And thank you so much. You're not a broken record.
How about this? Which one should I do next? Which company should we do?
Yes. Let us know. 3, 2, 1. Bing,
I need to do one for Harbor Freight.
Adam Bennett with the $10 super chat. Ring that bell. Love you guys. Your friendly, I think it's Over the Road Trucker. So, Adam, thank you so much for the $10 super chat, and be safe out there.
And thanks for the work you do, especially in this kind of weather conditions.
It's been absolutely bananas, as you know. 3, 2, 1. Bing, 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 bing. I need a bell. I'm going to get a new bell.
Steven says, hey Jeff, I heard a rumor that the Bauer and Hercules accessories, drill bits, blades, etc. are identical. Do you have any knowledge on that? I don't have any scientific knowledge, but I do know the guys who were working on those, and I did talk to them, and they don't feel that they're identical. They feel the Hercules ones are quite a step above, and these aren't marketing guys. These are the actual dudes who do the engineering and design on it. The what size generator do you have, and where did you get it? We got the Harbor Freight.
Yeah. I remember us going and getting it.
Yeah. I'm going to pull up I'll post a link to it here. Did you just drop that?
I'm not speaking to you.
I have a terrible habit of dropping the lid on any and all bottles. And she says,
all of them.
And she used to give me such a hard time for it. And now anytime she's near me, it happens. It's like I have an aura.
You do.
That goes out and infects other people.
Used to make me drop dishes. Yep.
That did happen too.
Yep. When we first started dating, he scared the living daylights out of me.
I knocked on the front door.
And scared me. And I was washing dishes and I dropped the dish.
I am going to get this here. There we go. All right. So this is the generator that we bought. Mm-hmm. And we wanted something that could run the entire house, so we have gas heat, but you have an electric fan and all that kind of stuff that goes with it. Mm-hmm. Some 220 circuits and whatnot, so. Yep. All right. And let's see here. I'm way behind, aren't I?
Just a little bit. I think you're after that one, though.
All right. KB2ZYA Tom says, thank you for the video on air compressors. Saved me money. What's a good welder for light duty? For fixing exhaust and maybe making a bumper. I don't know about.
Apparently, I have a drinking problem.
I don't know about a bumper, depending on what kind of, like, if you're welding with chrome or something. I don't think you would be, but just like a basic flux core should be able to do that. Like for welding, I've seen people do that. That little titanium one should be able to do that just fine. Other than that, you're going to want to step up to a MIG if you want to get into some really smooth stuff. But then, of course, you're also adding gas to that. You could do a stick welder, but I don't know. I prefer the flux core and the MIG myself.
I need the fork. Christian Allen, thank you for the $2 super chat. Harbor Freight, Lowe's, Home Depot, just for kicks. YouTube. That would be funny. So thank you so much for the $2 super chat. 3, 2, 1. Ta-da! Necessity is the mother of invention. Apparently, I just needed a fork.
Dwayne DeLarge says, Rikon Woodworking Tools will be 15% off March 12th through the 21st through the Woodcraft store. Talk to your manager. Maybe you can get the deal early like I did this past week. That's a good heads up. Those are good tools. I like that stuff. It's usually just pricier than most people can afford.
Hey, just a question. Did you post that on the Facebook group? It's for Dwayne. Mm-hmm.
Jeff Jeffers says, I had an old Sears job site saw in 97. That thing vibrated so much the bolts would fall out of the stand.
Oh, no.
So I bought the Delta contacting table saw like you suggested. Love it. Awesome. That's great. I'm glad you like that saw. The Mike says, are the $40 belt sanders at Harbor Freight any decent? I've got to shave a 1/4 inch off the bottom of a door. You're talking about the handheld ones? I've not used them. It's. I know they just upgraded the Bauer one. So, and before, I know a lot of people who use the old Chicago Electric ones and they were just fine. Just remember with the less expensive stuff, with things that run like a constant moving thing like that, be aware of how hot the tool gets. Don't overwork it. If it starts like it's getting really hot, set it down, let it rest for a minute. Because all these tools are designed with a specific run time. How long you're supposed to run them versus how long you're supposed to let them sit and cool off.
Steven, and I feel like I'm going to totally botch your name. Is it Byers? With the $5 super chat. Says, sending love from the Bay Area, California. You're my go-to channel for info before I buy a new tool. Thanks for all that you do. Well, thank you for the super chat. And you are so welcome. Now I'm wondering, where in the Bay Area? 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much. And KB2ZYA Tom, thank you for becoming a member. Awesome. Don't you know that look?
I did like 17 years. It's supposed to be 20 years, but I got time off for good behavior.
Whatever.
In the Bay Area. Ron Smith says it's
You're
beautiful.
Not even hardcore. I was born there. There you go.
No, you weren't.
In California?
Not in the Bay Area.
Whatever.
Ron says it's a beautiful 80 degrees here in Florida, blue skies. At Universal Studios Mardi Gras, having a nice drink, sitting down and watching your show. It's great to see you. That's awesome.
That's awesome.
I don't have a good drink. I just have my soda.
You just have me, honey. You don't need drinks.
I'm out of drink. I need drinks. Go get me drinks. I need a martini.
I'm all that you need. A martini? Good luck
I
with
hate
that.
martinis. That was a joke. Carzo says, thanks so much for your channel. Great tool advice. As I outfit my shop, my question is skill an up-and-comer or a has-been? Oh. I am born again in the skill line. I just bought the 12-volt system. Has really impressed me. They had a deal on Amazon where you could get the 12-volt drill driver and the impact with one battery and a charger for $80 or something like that. And I snapped that up, and I've been playing with that ever since then. The batteries on the 12-volt line all have USB. I shouldn't say this in front of her. All have USB chargers built in, so you can use them to charge your electronics. They're all brushless, which for a smaller thing with smaller power pack lets it punch above its weight class. Now they're all made with Chevron. This is the same people who make Cobalt. I've been a fan of Cobalt for some time. They make, of course, the actual skill saws. They make the Ego line power tools. They make the Masterforce power tools for Menards. I think they are. I think they're a tool line that is not getting the attention that people really should be giving them.
Steven got back to us. He says Concord, just outside of San Francisco. Totally know where that is.
Oh, yeah.
Not to be confused with the other way of saying it.
Concord.
I was like, what is he talking about? And Jerome says, I am near Fresno. We are familiar with Fresno as well.
Oh, yeah.
And hey, Jennifer White Wolf.
Hey. But yes, I do like the skill stuff. In fact, we're going to be featuring skill a lot more on the channel going forward here. Dan Nolan says best table saw under $600. The Delta one at Lowe's, without a doubt. Now, if you're looking for a job site one, the Metabo HPT, I think, is one of the best ones. Normal price is just under $600, but we've seen it multiple times throughout the year drop down into the low 300s, and once right before Christmas, it dropped down to sub 300. It was like 280 or something. Ridiculously good price on that saw. Go ahead.
Pardonnez-moi. Kyle Brown says,
Kyle!
Please, Nobel.
$5
super chat. At the Den of Tools, please, Nobel, just a shout. Have a Harbor Freight 4,700 watt generator. Do you have any ideas to quieting it other than boxing it? Oh man, I remember when we were trying to figure out about that.
I've done a lot of research in those, and there's people who've tried to put mufflers and stuff on them. They've already designed them with as good a muffling, and it really isn't the exhaust that's the real noise. It's the exposed motor. All of it is making noise, and the only way to really do it is to create a muffler box. And I mean, you could conceivably put up acoustic shields, if you will, without actually boxing it. Things that would sound walls kind of stuff. But yeah, other than there's nothing you can do to the device itself that's going to make it quieter.
Sorry, we took
spray foam the whole machine.
Yeah, we took a shower, but we were wearing the same clothes, so we had a little chat about that.
He's a smart kid who makes some really interesting choices.
He's like, I was like, look in your suitcase. He's like, I don't know where they are.
Fred says, I have 2,500 to over 4,000 rounds of 5.56 and 62 grain. Looking at selling most of them. Uncle Joe wants to outlaw that round. Well, look, unfortunately, I lost all of mine in a boating accident.
It's terrible.
It was terrible.
It was tragic.
Apparently, I lost my boat, too.
I'm going to say your name, and you're going to tell me that I said it wrong. Is it Carzo with a $5 super chat? Thanks for answering my skill question. Have a great night, you two, from Boston. Awesome. 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much.
Well, thanks for joining us. And yeah, I know I'm probably actually going to make people sick because I am such a fan of the new skill stuff that they're coming out with.
West Main Auto Repair with a $2 super chat. Yes, I know. Happy Sunday, guys. Cheers to both of you. Thank you so much. 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
New York Trucker says, I'm a respiratory therapist, walk over 10,000 steps per shift on my feet a lot. Nurses usually more than me, definitely hard on the knees. Jeffrey Cornell says, been a nurse for 13 years, no better job. Nursing is a very wide and very varied field. I'm sure it is. Trolling for Dollars says, I just got the win. 10-gallon air compressor seems all right so far.
Okay. Totally not an epidemic. I know, but we can't miss this. Dave, is it Marquez? Please tell me I didn't ruin your name.
Where's my taser?
And I love to taser me. Hello from Chicago. My 6-year-old daughter, Mina, discovered you, and she said, Daddy, there's a bear talking about tools. We watch your videos all the time. You guys look good. Stay healthy. Thank you so much. And Mina, thank you so much for letting your dad know. I mean, you know, grown-ups have a lot of stuff going on, and sometimes they miss out. So thanks for letting me know.
I will say, I hear that story all the time that, you'll have a guy watching with his kids, and it's a thing that they can do together because the kids like the bear and the guy likes the information and the comedy and stuff. And I think it's great that it allows people to do something like this and share it together. Yeah. And that makes us really happy.
Yeah. Jerome, thank you for the $2 super chat. 3, 2, 1. I'm going to totally muffle it. Sorry.
Could have been worse.
Yeah.
Mike says, I got a quick tool review for you. Just bought the Herc cordless heat gun. It's okay for my use. Max temp is 905, but it could use a little more CFMs on the airflow versus a corded gun. That's it. I've been thinking about picking that up just to have it, but I got to fix her phone. Here, give me your phone.
Really?
Yeah.
You're going to shame me?
I am. Bought brand new phones. I kept my phone, but the rest of the family got new phones. She's had it maybe a month now.
That's one side.
That's one corner.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Okay. Not my fault.
So I'm going to need to be getting... I don't have a heat gun down here. So I'm going to have to pick up a heat gun so I can delaminate that thing and replace the digitizer and the glass on it.
I'm super sad. Really sad.
Because she keeps it in her back pocket where I tell her not to keep it because she's going to break her phone. She broke her phone. Just saying. I say I told you so.
I'm just saying that I'm going to think of something really good for next week where I can call you out about something.
You haven't seen that before. That's my I told you so dance.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Hey, Justin Dow.
Justin Dow in the house, man. How's it going? Let's see here. Dirt Touch says, try to come in live stream to tell you to try the Ford power tools. Oh, I've seen those, but I've never actually... I've only seen them like on the shelf at like Pep Boys or something like that. I've never actually seen them in use or anything like that. I should take a look at them. Bear One says, Miss Bear, what's snow in Florida? That's news to me. Groove Jet says, hey guys, yippee-ki-yay, mofo. Nice. Yes. Hey, Groove Jet.
Hey, my favorite movie. Yep.
Yes, it is. Jerome says, love the content. Keep it up. Thank you very much, sir. Steve says, this question open to everyone. What are everybody's thoughts on the Ford Escape? The old one, when it actually looked like a SUV, I kind of liked. I like boxy vehicles. The new one, I looked at it because she was renting a car. We looked through all the rental cars. I'm like, oh, the Ford Escape. Let's see. I'm like, what is that? It's a blob.
I think he's asking because I could be wrong, and correct me if I'm wrong, that you may potentially be in the market for a new vehicle is what I think you're asking. Charles with a $10 super chat. Thank you so much, by the way. Using your crystal ball, any ideas if the Warrior brand will be expanded? That would be cool. Also, right after buying a McGraw compressor, Harbor Freight releases the Bauer cordless brushless compressor. Ugh. So thank you so much for the super chat. 3, 2, 1.
Well, I'm just going to say this. The McGraw compressors are fantastic. They're really well made. I really like them. You give up a lot with a cordless compressor, so you have to really justify that you need a cordless compressor. As far as the Warrior, I don't need a crystal ball. They've told me flat out they are going to expand the line. They have not told me how much they're going to expand the line, but I'm expecting to see at least a 6-piece base. I want to see the recip saw, the drill driver, the impact. We got the light, then a circ saw and maybe a grinder. That's what I really would like to see in that. Jason says, please explain the difference between a detail sander, finishing sander, and an orbital sander. A detail sander, typically, at least the way I've seen, is what I have a really bad tendency of using brand names. Like, to me, all tongue and groove pliers are channel locks.
No more drinking. I literally just doused myself. I'm so glad that we're live and you guys get to experience this with me.
Anyway, all tongue groove are channel locks. All copiers are Xerox, that kind of stuff. So I always think mouse, because Black & Decker penned the name mouse for the detail sander. So detail sanders are for getting into corners and stuff. That's exactly what they're made for. Your finishing sander is for getting down to the level you want when you're going with the grain on a large piece of wood. And your orbital sander is for doing big flat areas where you need the orbital so it doesn't create, but then you have to watch out for swirl marks and stuff like that, which should be less of an issue, but you can still manage to do it. And quarter sheet, third sheet they're good all around one. I would say a 5-inch orbital sander is probably the best all around. You can use it for tons of stuff. And then a detail sander, you just kind of need for corners. That's what they're there for. If you don't do a lot of that kind of stuff, like, you could probably get away with just using a sanding block or something like that. But, I have both, and they're cheap. I don't spend a lot of money on sanders. I'm notoriously cheap when it comes to sanders, and I haven't killed one yet, and I've used them all the time.
Kyle Brown with a $5 super chat at the Den of Tools. Thanks for the input on generator, and how is the RC car holding up? By the way, hair's looking good. Have a great night, and thanks for all the info. Thank you for the $5 super chat. 3, 2, 1. The RC car?
The RC car's in Montana.
Yep.
It was sitting on my desk, and it did not get packed up. It had been doing great up until we left, so it's sitting there.
It's still doing great.
Yeah.
It's just we're not with it.
Griffin was totally bummed we got here. He's like, where's my car? I'm like, on my desk.
Epic parent
in Montana.
fail. But there was, so super bummed.
The Sin says, good to see you both looking so healthy. Hope the Cubs are healthy as well. I know Red has been strong with the sarcasm lately. What? Red's sarcastic? Mm-hmm. No. Good to see you, though. Jaspel says, what?
It may be he needs to go fishing.
I didn't see that second one. Maybe he needs to go fishing.
That's right.
Yeah, hard to do that down here. But it'd be good. I do want to go fishing. But I need to remind me. I want to get back into fly fishing this upcoming year. Jasper says, I bet there's... What? I bet there'll be a tool shortage as spring rolls around. There's a tool shortage now. Yep. I actually have a video that I'm working on that's going to give the real deep dive as to why there's a tool shortage. PT asks, have you tried the Spider Mock Blue Stinger drill bits yet? No, I've not. I've tried some Spider stuff. Some of it I thought was pretty decent. Some of it I thought was really mediocre. Like the spade bits, I was not thrilled with the spade bits. But their hole saws I thought were pretty decent. Then Donna Ross says, I'm going to start doing my own holiday pencil collection.
No, it's am I.
Oh.
No, it's actually in the back of my car. It's been there for about 3.5 weeks.
It'll probably be there for about 3.5 years.
No. I will try to get it in the mail tomorrow.
What?
$10 super chat from Only Inline 6. Is it Mustbanger? I don't know if I said that right. You are my new favorite channel. I use a lot of Menards Masterforce 20-volt tools. Are their batteries compatible with other Chevron lines? Thank you for the $10 super chat. 3, 2, 1.
Well, they're not going to be compatible with Cobalt because Cobalt is a 24-volt system. I don't know. It's a good question because... I mean, it could be possible. We don't have a Menards here in Vegas, and I do have a Masterforce drill, but it's back in Montana, and I don't have a 20-volt skill. So when we get back to Montana, I will check. But unfortunately, I can't tell you that. I would be surprised if they were, to be honest.
Yes, Kyle Brown, I do need a sippy cup. That is completely accurate. And I'm not even drinking alcohol. just every day. I was thinking about that, though. Normally I have a lid. And
The Satire Blue says, Dentil's picked up an older Admiral 12-inch dual bevel miter saw at a pawn shop for $75. That is a good find. Mason Sector says, Makita or DeWalt? I would go Makita. But I'm a known Makita fan, and I'm pretty critical of most Stanley Black & Decker stuff. Not all of it. As I said, I got the Versa stack right behind me. So there is some... It's the battery system, I think, that really blows it for DeWalt for me. And how much they charge for the lower end stuff. Anyway, Trolling for Dollars says, while cleaning my garage, I found a 14.4 and an 18-volt DeWalt drill set. And iCAD, 14 volts still works. Heavy as heck, though. People will pay top dollar for those older DeWalt power tools. It's ridiculous. We had a friend of ours who found one of the old NiCad systems, and she sold the drill, battery, and charger still working for $50. I could not believe that somebody paid $50 for that thing. All right, I'm way behind here.
Yep.
Dave now says, I did not take advantage of the Harbor Freight 20% off this weekend. Somewhat bummed, but I know it'll come full circle with more discounts. Jaspel says, I bet there will be tool shortages come spring. Dirt Touch says, I'm going to keep joining sometime because I'm lazy to keep telling you to try the Ford power tools. Barbecue 76 says, a friend of mine had a 50 caliber revolver. It was fun to see the shell shock after people tried using it. I had a 454 Casull. I hated shooting that thing. I sold it. Jaspel says, I bet they're... Okay, we said... guys, you don't have to repeat it. I will read your comments eventually. I just get behind because I don't just skip through stuff. Javier says, I bought a Chicago angle grinder for a quick project, and it burned out mid-project. I was smoothing out some welds on some steel pipes. Angle grinders are one of the number one things that people burn out. You gotta watch the motor on those things. Mason says, okay, we talked to Makita or DeWalt. Kill King 10 says, did you hear 5 Southern Oregon counties want to join Idaho? I did. I would love to watch that happen. That would make me happy. I'm surprised they're not going for the state of Jefferson.
Barbecue 76 with a $2.76 super chat. Mr. Bear, you need to stop slouching. I think it's when you're trying to show them that.
I know, but I'm comfortable. Otherwise I got to sit up and then I got to crane my neck down and get a headache.
Yeah, we all have problems. Luckily.
I'm going to pluck those horns right off your head.
What?
I'm going to brand you.
You should scoot that over.
Scoot what over?
The words.
Why, so you can see yourself?
No, because I can't tell if I'm actually on the screen.
How about this? I'll do it like this.
Oh my gosh, instead. You have problems.
Well, I have it there for a reason.
Okay.
Let's see here. Hybrid Life says, thanks for the heads up on the 20% off. I got the 3.5 cubic foot cement mixer today. Nice. $229 became $183.99. I think they raised the price $10 in the last week or two. Yeah, prices have been going up. People are like, why is Harbor Freight? They all think they're Sherlock Holmes. They figured out the dark secret. I'm like, everyone's raising prices. Home Depot raised the price on their mid-level Ryobi by 34% recently. Prices are going up everywhere. When you print this much money and you have gas pricing going up and labor pricing going up, prices go up. They never go down, if you notice that. They always work their way up. Let's see here. Barbecue 76 says, it became a cool thing to power your house if you have an electric car. Now Tesla says that will void your warranty. What's up with that?
People were powering their houses
with their electric. They're backfeeding their. I could see that. I could see that voiding a warranty. Dr. Falcon, DR Falcon says, hit up Harbor Freight yesterday, got my 20% off a Bauer tire inflator. Kind of slow, but fine for yard tractor tires or that. I fell upon the 12 tractor tires that I've been trying to get running. I don't know what that sentence says. Anthony says the Lincoln Handycore welder is great. Jaspel says, I bet there'll be two.
I fell upon about 12, is it year-old tractor I have to get running?
Oh.
Sorry.
That'll be a job and a half. Gravis says, have you heard anything about Hart or Atlas making an 80-volt snowblower? No. I have not. I would like to see it, but I haven't heard anything about it. Grimute says, I no longer work for the guy that owned the coach. Really? I work for the guy that we rebuilt the coach for. I was traded off and have no idea what they're going to pay me, better or same. Oh my gosh. Talking about getting tossed up in the air.
Wow.
I hope it all works out for you, man.
Yeah. Hiram Bifton said, if I had $1 billion, I'd make a run and buy thousands of the GX 390s with tapered shafts and something esters. What is that? Stators. And go to Texas and try to save people. That's a nice thought. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. 3, 2, 1. Yes, I know. It's not the same. Barbecue 76 with a $5.76 super chat. That's better. Now you said you're going to pluck those horns right off her head. So do it and wear them. You said it, not me. So make it happen.
I never said I would wear them. That never came out of my mouth.
His thought is he likes to rip them off and throw them across the room. Mm-hmm. Mainly because he likes the shocked look on my face.
We might do that later. We'll see. Where was I? C.S. Marconi says, I'm a Harbor Freight Inside Track Club member. I'm thinking about purchasing the Bauer 12-inch single bevel compound miter saw. My first miter saw ever for DIY. Your thoughts on this saw? It's a good saw. All right. I have it. It's like right over there. I have a hard time with this saw because here's my issue. If I really want a good high quality saw, I'm going to get the Hercules. If I want to save money, I'm going to get the Admiral. I think the Admiral is a fantastic saw. I'll be honest. The Bauer is for somebody who really wants a high end saw, but can't justify the cost of the Hercules. I'm not saying anything against the Bauer. It's a great saw. But for me, I would either go all the way to the Hercules or stay at the Bauer. I mean, the Bauer, it's not the Bauer, stay at the Admiral. But, you're the one who has to live with it. It's a good saw. It's a really good saw. But that would be the way I would go about it.
Kyle Brown with the $5 super chat. At the Den of Tools, try a 410 or 45 boomstick, Derringer, and I'd say good night to all. Keep
the tool info coming.
Yes. 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Have a great night.
Those 410, 45 long Colts are like you're talking about. Those are cool. I do like those. The AC says, any word on when the new Milwaukee pin nailer will be available? No, I haven't seen any dates on that. Kill King 110 says, you don't know how hardcore you are. You don't know I can't talk today. You don't know hardcore until you grew up in the middle of Wyoming, surrounded by locals with 20 plus guns, bottle rockets, etc. Jaspel says, I bet there'll be... Jaspel, enough with the tool shortages.
You didn't hear... He had already written that by the time you had said that, so...
Anthony says, the new skill line is great. They're at my home kit. I have a source for Skill Now Outdoor Hardware Supply, formerly OSH, our Orchard Hardware Supply. I need to do a one on what happened to them, too. Dirt Touch says, same thing. Dan says, appreciate it. I had figured Metabo due to the 36-inch rip. Rest are 30-inch or less. There's a lot actually more out there you think they have the 36-inch rip, but here's what I'm going to say. I would much rather get a straight edge and a circ saw to rip that size plywood. Doing it on, unless you have a huge outfeed table and all that kind of stuff, ripping full sheets of plywood on job site saws, even a regular job site, not even a little compact one, it's sketchy at best, man. Just put it on a cutting sheet and go to town with a circ saw on it. Dan Nolan says, appreciate it. I figure that's one I just read. The Kill King 110 says, you should have flex taped the hole in the boat. Ronald says, you also might want to look at the solar generator freer. We can use an emergency. Prices are coming down pretty good on them, and liabilities are a lot better and they're very quiet. Yeah, very quiet. Do Alex says, that's crazy. Ironworker Doug says, I'm from Fresno and I live in Concord. That's so funny. Go Cobalt. Let's see here. Antonio, hey man, how goes it? He says, hey Jeff, Jesse, hope you're all been well. We've been doing good. She just got back from her travels.
Yeah.
She went down to the West Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio area, and showed the kids all around the area where I spent a lot of time. I won't say I grew up there, but I did graduate from high school. And
you did some growing up
there. I did some growing up there. Fred says, okay, I'm back. Rats, they scrubbed the Falcon 9 launch. Yes, I too have lost all my broomsticks and ammo and boating accidents. You know, I'm here from the government, and I'm here to help. Yeah. Vanda says, have you heard anything about the Hercules 20-volt skill saw cutting off when it's used by lumber? Skill saw cutting off when it's used for lumber? I don't know why lumber would have anything to do with it. I like the other Hercules tool, but I've had no success with the skill saw. I have that saw. I've never had a problem with it or anything like that. I will say all those saws, any of the cordless stuff especially, is designed that if you push too hard on it, an overheating thing will kick in to keep you from burning up the motor. David says, have you seen the new Craig crosscut station? I think I have. Is it new though? If there's a new one, I mean, they used to have a smaller one, but they got rid of it. And the only one I know is this, the basically looks like a big square board with the angle that swings across on it. Mater's Workshop says, it's about bloody time you got your arse back on. Hey, what?
Perhaps it was because you were off last week.
Oh, jeez. I take one day off. Kill King 110 says, take it to an independent repair, as if you don't have the right stuff to put them back together, you can damage them further. Yeah, I've done it a bunch of times. In fact, I even have my little electronics toolkit here next to me. The Isaiah says, how are you guys? You know, honestly, I'm tired for some reason.
Yeah.
I've just not been sleeping well recently, which is odd because I feel like I've been sleeping a lot, just not well. Bear One says, Mrs. Bear, just keep the phone in front, can't break there, and shut up Moto from me.
Well, I have a really bad habit of putting my phone in a lady's pocket.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to break from that habit, so.
Bear One says, belt clips are really good with certain phone cases. Yeah, if she had it sitting on her hip, she would whack it into something.
I'm really not graceful.
Steven says, you're correct, Jesse. I've seen a number of them for sale.
Yeah.
And Frank Landgraf says, woohoo, wet t-shirt contest.
Yeah.
Nice.
It was it's like all soda all the time. So, I mean, I am wearing a dark shirt, but it's embarrassing that I can't drink out of a normal cup like an adult.
Justin Dell says, new product from Harbor Freight this evening. Uploaded it tonight. Not currently on the shelf, but it's awesome. It's the all-new Viking battery maintainer jumper inflator. I heard about that. You know, I'm actually a big fan of those. One of the first 3 videos I did on the channel was one of those kind of devices. It wasn't the one from Harbor Freight, but it was that style. And I've used those for all sorts of things over the years. I really like those kind of the versatility of them. And Bear One says, no, we're on YouTube, not some other sites. Huh? What? You're losing me here.
It's because he's talking to Frank.
Oh.
And you.
Casey Chavez says, what are the worst tool fanboys to deal with and why? That's a good question. You know,
that could be a whole video.
Probably Milwaukee guys. The Milwaukee guys are just rabid about Milwaukee. The DeWalt guys get a little miffy and stuff, but they understand that, you know, most of them, they don't have seem that kind of cult following. The Snap-on guys get really testy because they spend a lot of money and they don't like to be told that they wasted their money. But the Milwaukee guys, man, you just can't say anything negative about Milwaukee without the Milwaukee fanboys just going completely bonkers. And the other type, there's one that doesn't really have a specific brand name, but I find it really hilarious. Is I get these people who are like, you work for the CCP, you're clearly sponsored by China because you promote communist tools. I'm like, where do you buy your power tools? And they never have a response.
Nope.
Because they know all their power tools are made in China. That's just the sad fact right now. Do we wish it was a different way? Sure do. But that's the way it is. Now, the good news is because of all the stuff that happened, a lot of these tool companies are looking to diversify. They're moving manufacturing to Mexico. They're moving it to India. They're maybe moving it to the Philippines. They're not moving it here, unfortunately. But, it's between the EPA, local regulations, unions, people trying to implement super high minimum wage, numbers. It's next to impossible to start manufacturing a power tool in the United States. People say, well, they just do it because these companies want to make a ton of money. Well, wow, a company wanting to make money. Go figure. But the fact of the matter is, we don't make it easy on them. There's a lot of companies be like, we'd love to do it here. It would simplify everything for us. But we just don't make it easy for them to do that.
Barbecue 76, I'm not ringing the bell. $2.76 super chat. He says, Mrs. DeBear, this is a family thing. Don't tease people. I think it was a reference to my shirt. I was like, what did I say? It was just my husband that I said something about. I'm like, oh, wait. It's different kind. You're hilarious.
Neil Jones says, it's the bear voice guy. And Neo GX says, have you tried the Titanium 200 Limited Multi-Welder before? I was thinking of getting it to learn some welding on. People said I should get a name brand. I always love that concept, a name brand. I've not tried that. I have the titanium flux core one, but I've talked to some of the other YouTube creators, some of the guys who use it. There's one guy, I feel bad because I can't remember his name. He's the one doing. He builds all the little mini off-road tractor rigs and stuff, and he uses he's got a Vulcan, he's got titanium. I think he had some Lincolns and stuff. He's done welding professionally, and he loves those things. So there's a lot of guys out there who will tell you that that's a good welder. And what you have to look at is you have to look at what your runtime is. It's really a serious issue when it comes to welders. So you need to know, based on the way you work, is the runtime going to work with you for that?
Halen Wolf, I'm having some triangle issues tonight, honey. Thank you for the $2 super chat. He says, sorry I'm late. What did I miss? Nothing. We've been waiting for you. So you're here now.
We've just been on hold waiting. The show's starting now.
It's starting now.
The Fred says, what's up with Vegas and the Strip? I foresee because of the hotel's bleeding red ink, the casinos are going to be toast. What do you think? Boy, going to have to stick a fork in them. They've had so much money, they could just sit there for probably a couple years.
I know it seems counterintuitive because I think when people think about it, they're like, obviously we're tourism based. But like you said, they got a lot of cashola. I think some of them may, but the larger companies, I don't think are going anywhere.
Yeah. And they're open right now. So they're not doing all the big stuff. The nightclubs are closed.
Yeah.
And the swimming pools and the big event centers are closed. But the rooms, you can get a room someplace. We've spent a night at the Circa. Mm-hmm. You can sit down at the tables, you can gamble. The regular restaurants are open and stuff. So there's still stuff going on. It's just not as over the top. I think as we move forward, you're going to start seeing it. In fact, if you want to see something that's really kind of shocking, to tell you about what's going on here, go to YouTube, not YouTube, go to Google and search U.S. COVID cases. And the first result should be this line graph showing you the amount of cases. And we peaked on January 8th with 300,000 some cases. Now, it's really weird because immediately after January 8th, which just also happened to be the day that Joe Biden was confirmed, not saying that there's a correlation, that the number of cases fell off a cliff and we're down to 62,000, which is numbers like we had back in October. So just strong drop off for some apparent reason. And then also we're going to see, with the rollout of the vaccines, that's also going to cause, to be even more of a drop off. So once all that happens, like basically a lot of my stocks right now are in Carnival Cruise Lines, because I'm expecting Carnival Cruise Lines as soon as they start sailing for their stock to go through the roof.
Yeah.
Bear One says, sounds like an excuse to pick up one of those Harbor Freight RC cars. Mike says, well, another first-time experience for me. I just cleaned up my dad's splitting axe, derusted it, shined it, painted it, sharpened it, replaced the handle, and I still have my fingers. I love fixing up old tools like that, don't you? That always feels so good when you get done. You can sit there and all looks good. Toby says, I think it was your channel. I saw, someone saw a Heart rep who said they were planning to expand the line by 151 tools this year. Have you heard anything more specific? I have not, actually. But I do have a couple contacts, not great contacts, but I do have a couple contacts over at Heart. I will reach out to them and ask them. I've been meaning to, because we've been seeing a lot of their stuff getting cleared out. So people have been wondering what's going on. Antonio says, how's Montana right now? Apparently it's really cold. That's why we're down here in Vegas.
Yeah. I just heard there was like a 30-car pileup. It was terrible.
Kill King 110 says, so you're in Vegas then. Looks like it's time to pack up a home in Vegas before people that get evicted start looting. Yeah, they've got the moratorium on evictions going on still, and they've got another stimulus check coming in, so I don't see that happening anytime soon. And Kyle says maybe a sippy cup is needed.
Yep. Right below that, Jonathan's comment is also incredibly funny. He did not do at the Den of Tools, but
my 4 dogs sit at my TV and watch the Tool Bear. It's incredibly funny.
Yep.
Oh. Let's see here. Oh, it's 6:13. Nobody reminded me it was top of the hour.
Well, you were really behind, so I didn't want to remind you. But yes, top of the hour.
And top of the hour means it's time for you, yes, you, to adopt your very own mod. We have a fine selection of mods available. That's everyone who's got a blue cobalt wrench behind their name. And what we ask is, as a way of saying thank you to them for everything they do to help support the tool community. Most of them are creators in their own right. So if you could, go over to their channel, check it out, watch one of their videos, give it a thumbs up, maybe consider commenting and subscribing, and help support the online creator community as a whole. We just like to do this because we like to support. We've been very blessed in the success we've had here on YouTube, and we like to see other people enjoy that same kind of success. So please pick one at random. Also, if you are a mod and you have a channel you want to promote, put a link right down in there now. The links last we saw are working. YouTube does weird stuff. Sometimes the links work, sometimes they don't. Also, a big thank you to everyone who's been supporting the channel with super chats. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
The members. Sorry, it's been. I take 1 week off and I lose my rhythm.
Ooh, and then I just kicked you. That doesn't help.
And also a huge thank you to all the members. That's everyone who's got the little bear behind their name. It's like Patreon, but it's built into YouTube. Thank you so much for everyone who supports the channel. If you're interested in that, there's a link in the video description below. Anything else we forgotten?
No, just a basic reminder that we really do believe that there is room for everybody on YouTube.
Yeah.
A lot of times people who are on YouTube are just not very encouraging or welcoming to people, whether they're new to YouTube or have a established channel. And we really don't feel that way. So
yeah, a lot of people also say, like, I've been thinking about a channel, but do you think it's too late to start a channel? No. There's plenty of room on YouTube to grow. I see new channels sprout up and take off all the time.
Yeah. So, your thoughts and opinions are totally...
somebody wants to see them.
I was going to say, there's somebody out there for everybody.
Anyway, Bear One says, oh, Drill Bits reminds me, did you get a hold of Drill Hog to find out more about them in a sort of deep dive? I have not. Just trying to get stuff together here in Vegas. Then we're just getting things going, and then she had to take off for almost 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We got to work on getting that Storage unit cleared
I
out.
knew you were going to say storage unit.
Yep.
Don't say
Now
bad
that you're back.
words.
Yay. Let's see here. Duax says, Ironworker Doug asks, what kind of barbecue do you have in Vegas? Korean? I'm sure there's good barbecue somewhere. I have not found good barbecue in Vegas. I am a barbecue snob, though. I've had good barbecue, and
You're just a snob. You have very discerning tastes.
I do have. I know discerning. I have demanding tastes.
That
I
is
know the way
also
things
accurate.
should be. I like them the way I like them, and so far I've not found anything that measures up here. Mm-hmm. John Gonzalez says, "Hello, Bears." Michael says, have a deep question for you. How do you pop a wheelie on a unicycle?
You obviously pop the tire.
I think you have to jump off and pick it up and run. Clint says, Jeff, thank you for showing the deals on skill. I have purchased the Power Core 12 volt and 20 volt items. I'm an official fanboy. They're awesome, aren't they? They are just really well made. And for the money, I'm sorry, I got distracted. She was in my wallet. I'm like, I look over. She's rummaging through my wallet. What were you doing?
Looking to see if a receipt was in there.
For what?
For the Fitbit thing.
Oh my gosh. There's no privacy in this household.
None.
Mike says, will Harbor Freight ever come out with coupons like they did before without joining their membership club? Okay. This is what you got to understand. Coupons didn't really go away. They're just now called instant savings. It's the same thing. You just don't need a piece of paper to go, I want the savings. Now you go in and they just give you the savings.
So you can't like forget it at home or, oh crap, I left it in my other car or my other pants.
A lot of people are trying to say this like there's not as many. No, there are. I've been tracking it for 5 years. All right. Every month there's 60 to 70 new coupons that come out. Right now there's like 69, maybe 70, 69 instant savings. The instant savings they're doing, they're just as many. You don't have to join the Inside Track Club. But if you want to get even more savings, they're putting more benefits into the Inside Track Club. And I'd love an explanation as to why people keep making this assumption that you just don't save money unless you join the Inside Track. You save more money, but you're still saving the same thing you were before. Anyway, Fred Hill says, I think Colorado is down to the last Sears store. Bear, what's with all the DeWalt cordless tools? They're all over YouTube. Where's your red tool chest? Red tool chest is gone. I don't know about the DeWalt stuff right now. I haven't been watching a lot of YouTube recently. And we don't even have any Sears stores here anymore in Nevada or in Montana. They're all gone. Gramute says, dude, what's up with the likes? 300 people watching, only 100 likes. Yeah. That hurts. It cuts me. Kill King 110 says, will you be moving your stuff out of Vegas or will you be keeping the rental? Well, the issue is that my ex-wife lives here and I share custody with we share custody with my oldest son. So we're as long as she's here, we're going to be coming back and forth because basically what we do is he comes and stays with us for about a month and a half. Then he comes back here for a month and a half. And then we'll come down here for like a month and a half or 2 months. Then we'll go back. And this way I get to see him even more than 50% of the time. Mm-hmm. And we try to, and it's not just me, it's the whole family, the kids, everyone. They really like it. So as long as they're here, we're going to be coming here.
Yep.
Have I been trying to talk her into move to Montana? Yeah. Housing prices in Bozeman going up to prices higher than Vegas has not helped.
Yeah, so if someone could get on that,
yeah.
that'd be great.
Dennis says, Jeff, need a new hose reel for my new compressor. Which one do you recommend from Harbor Freight since the sale is going on? I really like the Diablo grade hoses. I don't know if they have a Diablo grade hose reel. Let me look real quick. Hose reel. There's the Earthquake one, but that's pricey. Yeah, the Diablo. It's $100. Gets you a 3/8 50-foot premium hose. It's a good hose. It's the metal wheel rather than like just the plastic kind of style one. That would probably be the one I would choose. You could go with the cheaper one. It's $89, but for $10 more, especially since you're getting the 20% off, I would go with the $100 one myself. That is the... Let me post a link to it.
Gramoot says, yes, the Diablo is a great host.
There we go. All right. Fred says, what about gas diesel prices going up almost $1? It's been ridiculous, especially for those of us who drive a Suburban. But yeah, that's, they keep saying there's no inflation, but everyone keeps seeing prices everywhere going up. So, Steven says, I'm also contemplating sticking with the Grand Caravan Town and Country. They're great vehicles. One thing I found about them is they start to run rough. You get a good, like, full top to bottom tune up on them. They run great again. But dealing in the winter, I've never had to drive one in the snow, so I wouldn't be able to say, how good they are. The other thing I'll also say is, because we had one in the Central Valley, the air conditioning does not reach the back of the back seat.
Yes, that really is like a safety issue.
We didn't realize that our oldest, who always sat in the back seat, was really overheating. We kept wondering why he was so quiet back there.
Yeah, and he had complained of having a headache, and that's when we figured it out.
Yeah, it was from heat. Mike says, I also recently discovered an old floppy disk storage box and perfect for storing 5-inch orbital sander discs. Oh, really? I didn't even think about that. I had to trim the top of the cardboard package they come in, but it works. That's pretty cool. Chrome Dynamics says, hey, Jeff, can you mention the sale of Lexicon torque wrenches for the deals of the week? The sales on Amazon. If I see them, if they're still going, I'll take a look. The Infernal Craftsman says, the media way overblew the cold here in Texas. 3 days of cold and a few issues, and it was all over. And then right back to over 80. Oh my gosh. Dan says the Wind 10-inch miter saw runs $180 and cuts 4x12s is an amazing saw for the money. See, there's another person talking about... I say I've never heard anything terrible about Wind. Other than the customer service is not top-notch. Ed says, I've been waiting for months for the ear snatch and toss. Stop teasing, please. Please refresh on the good, better, best for Harbor Freight on the compressors.
He's been waiting for...
I don't know what that means.
The ear snatch. I feel like that should be an Olympic event.
Yeah.
The ear snatch and toss.
I'm pretty good at reading typo, and you got me on that one. Hiram, hey Hiram, how's it going? I'm sorry for not making the connection. What tools are in shortage and coming up scarce? Oh yeah, those Purple Admiral sanding are better than most other brands. Are they really? Or are you asking? Because I've not used them. But a lot of them. Rigid has been a big one that's been hard to get. DeWalt's having basic across the board. Everyone's having issues. Harbor Freight's having issues. Lowe's is having issues. Of course, we've always seen the lumber stuff, but that's kind of a different issue, but it's happening at the same time. So,
Dr. Falcon, I know that you didn't do At the Den of Tools, but he was saying friend of my wife's. Okay, and I'm reading off.
Why
your
aren't
screen
you on your own screen?
Because I'm
Get
current
on your own
and
screen.
You're like 9 years behind. Anyways, it took me a second to read what you were saying. It sounded like you were saying a friend of your wife's husband, and I was like, your wife has more than one husband. But I understand what you mean. A friend of your wife's husband passed away, left her a ton of lawn stuff. In fact, 30 by 65 foot garage full. So need to clean up 12 to 14 old garden tractors, 20 or so push mowers, and 35 weed eaters. Holy guacamole. Well, I'm so sorry to hear that he passed. That is a lot going on. and for a second I thought, your wife had two husbands.
Fred Hill says, have you heard of the Boss Hog motorcycle? I have. Now they have a V8 powered snowblower. It can blow snow over the house. I can have some fun with that. Dennis says, Jeff, looking for a new hosiery. Okay, we just read that. Barbecue 76 says, a Miss Osh selection of big stores. customer service, small hardware. I understand what happened to them. I miss them. I liked Osh. Good selection. I could go in. It didn't take me forever to walk through this huge store to get to what I needed. The people were really nice. People often knew actually what they're talking about. I really liked Osh stores. I bought a lot of stuff there. Popeye says, what's up with this Tough Built line coming out of Lowe's? Those storage bags look pretty tough. Your thoughts? I've not seen that. Tough Built at Lowe's.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Are those like the bags that they use instead of like a...
Huh. Oh, yeah, I've seen the ads for this.
Nope, not what I was
on my own videos. They've been smashing the snot out of them and stuff. I've never heard of them other than that. They just started showing up in my feed recently. But I don't know anything about them. Sorry. Where were we? There we go. Kill King 110 says, fun fact, Wyoming has 200, 300 guns per capita.
I don't know about that.
That's a lot of guns per person. Spectre Air says, what are your thoughts on Porter Cable bench tools such as grinders, drill press, bandsaw? Are they junk or should I spend the money to get Delta? I would say that they are on par with Harbor Freight, to be honest. The nicer end Harbor Freight stuff. But I've not seen anything there that is, anything to write home about. It's a Stanley Black & Decker product. I hate, because I really liked people being able to go to have other alternatives to go and buy stuff like that. But I would get the Delta if it was me. And I hate telling people to spend more money and stuff, but that's kind of the way it is right now. Grimute says, after about 20 DeWalt batteries I had first problems with the 60 volt. After first charge, it's dead, won't charge anymore or work. Going back to Home Depot tomorrow, they want a receipt. Steve Man Central says, this great eating ribeyes and watching you two for my birthday. Missed y'all last week.
Happy birthday.
Oh, sounds like a good dinner there.
Yep.
Ribeyes. Fred says there was a statement that they switched to Bauer and hated it. I love my Bauer tools. Their tools work great. The prices are great. You can't go wrong. I've heard lots of great things. Who switched to Bauer and hated it? Wohawk says, Jeff is graceful enough for the whole family. Thank you.
I agree, Wohawk.
Michael says, I love the channel. Did you see the Icon impact sockets are on sale? That never happens. No, I did not see that. They're decent sockets. See, now I'm sitting up. I'm getting a kink in my neck. Mm-hmm. The Daughter Russ says, no reading out loud, Jesse. Timestamp 9:05.
That was really hard for me not to do, by the way.
No, snap on. The Mike Yap says, yes, I did notice Jesse's drinking problem, the movie Airplane. Michael says, Fanboys, I'm a fancy DMM snob, tend to like HPs and flukes, stuff normal people have never heard of. Have an HP 3456A on the bench. It's 30 years old, works like a charm. Justin Dow says, all new Viking all new Viking 1700 amp battery maintainer. Well, don't just talk about it, dude. Post a link to it.
I'll be right back.
I want to see that. I'm going to watch that after we're done with this. It hasn't hit the shelf yet that I'm aware of. Festool guys. Festool guys are pretty cool. I've never heard anybody complain about saying Festool is expensive. Festool makes great tools. They're just a little too pricey. Jason says, I have a 10-inch miter saw, does a 7 3/4 sliding dual bevel, have about the same cutting capacity, looking to save space in a lighter saw. It's going to have the same length capacity, but you're not going to have the same depth capacity out of it. But, there's ways to get around. You can flip it. I mean, unless you're cutting like larger crown molding, you're not going to notice the difference. And on 10-inch, you're not going to be cutting larger crown molding. Did you see McDonald's and others with the increase in minimum wages? They're going by ordering automation. Oh, it's a huge thing. And we said that at the beginning when you start doing this. You can't outgame the system. Every time you try to fix things with policy, every time you try to fix things with a stick, somebody's going to outgame your system. Trust me, I've worked with game designers. You you think you've got it locked in place, and as soon as you put it in the wild, somebody figures it. 3 minutes later, they figured a workaround. You fix issues with giving them a carrot. Sticks just piss people off and make them find a way to break your system. Carrots make them work towards your goal. Charles McBride says, can Mrs. Bear play banjo for Super Chats instead? I don't think we own a banjo. I'll ask her when she gets back, though. Let's see here. Let's see how far behind I am. Pretty bad. Brad says, been purchasing Win hobby tools lately. I think they're impressive for the price. I like the 2-year warranty. Why do people hate on the brand? Because it's less expensive, and people don't like to think that when they spend a bunch of money, that somebody could have gotten the same thing for less. So is GameStop a buy? Boy, that's a good question. GameStop, I think it's around just under $100. Let me open up my stock app here. And GameStop is in aftermarket at, I guess at this point we're almost pre-market, aren't we? Oh, what are we at? $99.50. It closed at 102. Aftermarket has gone down. Went up a little bit, went up to 105. Now it's at 99. There's a good chance that come Monday, I think what's going to happen is it's going to go up. There's going to be a sharp rise right at the beginning. There's going to be a drop off as a bunch of people sell. And then it's going to work its way back up later in the afternoon. That's what it seems to like to do. Somebody want to know if you play banjo instead of the bell for Super Chats. I think you got a Super Chat there, though.
Chuck says, Ryobi is crap. Bing, bada bing, bada bing, 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 bing.
That was kind of lame.
My triangle has issues.
Kill King says Vegas casinos will probably use the time to adapt to better compete with online gambling websites. Well, like the circuit just implemented the largest sports betting, because sports betting is becoming bigger and bigger and bigger, and they're also doing it online to go along with it. Murphy's Metal Works says, are Harbor Freight's tap and die sets any good? So I've got one, but I'll be honest, usually what I use it for is to chase out bad threads. I have done some stuff in aluminum, in building some XYZ kind of machines, stuff like that, in extruded aluminum. They work just fine for that kind of stuff. I've not used them in any kind of harder steel or anything like that. They seem fine to me, but as I said, I've not used them extensively. They're more of a emergency safety thing for me. But I do have a set on hand that I use, fairly too regularly, let's say. Bear One says, oh, hey, another question, thinking on clearing things out. Is there anything in the pipeline for Harbor Freight's fast and strong nail blaster nails? Are they being replaced by anything? I have no idea. And I've not heard anything about that. That's also not something they really talk about. Fry Guy says, my sister's daughter had to put off building their house. The estimate went up $50,000 because of the price of lumber.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not the first person we've heard that from. A lot of people have been getting hit with stuff like that. Fred says, I told my wife to move a lot of her 401ks to safer accounts. She retires in less than 2 years. Hey, where is Princess Jamie at? I don't know. I was actually just wondering about her. She posted something the other day.
Yeah.
Now she's, so we have a lot of money in Apple stock that has just gone down the toilet. But I have faith it will come back because it's Apple. I mean, where else are they? For the people who buy Apple, they're going to go back to Apple. But my Carnival Cruise Line stock is just through the roof.
Jennifer White Wolf, I love you. She says, somebody step up to buy Mrs. DeBear a cheap banjo. I do not think that I have that much musical talent. I think that that's not a gift that God has given me.
I think she's more of a steel guitar kind of person. Or maybe what is it, like a dulcimer? Yeah, I can see you doing a dulcimer.
I'm not talking to you right now.
Wang Chung, everyone, Wang Chung tonight says, hope you're all well. Wife allowed me $600 for a planer. Win rigid DeWalt Harbor Freight. Have some money left for another tool. Never had one, so don't really need. It really depends on what you're going to use it for. The best home planer is going to be the DeWalt one that runs for about $600. It's a fabulous planer. If you're doing high-end woodworking, that kind of stuff, that's the way you want to go. If it's for hobby stuff, I would get the Win or the Harbor Freight, what they call lunchbox style planer. You get more snipe on those. There's ways to work with that, but for most people, it's going to be just fine. So you have to make that decision as to how much are you going to use it and what level of quality do you need out of it. If you're going to be doing this every day, I would get the DeWalt. If it's just every so often, I would get one of the lunchbox styles.
Justin Dow says Princess Jamie's putting new tires on her Jeep. That's what I thought, but I wasn't.
On my Jeep? She's putting new tires on my Jeep?
He's been a little delusional since the COVID. He thinks it's his Jeep.
John says they always say not to poke the bear. Don't ever poke the bear. Vanden says, I meant 2x6 lumber. Thanks for the reply. I like your videos. Thanks. Kill King says, watch a skeleton walk out of the storage unit flipping the bird.
What?
I don't know. I want some of what he's smoking.
And the old tech guy says, give me an extra ding-a-ding-a-ding. Love the ears. $2 super chat. You are so welcome. 3, 2, 1.
Okay. Nope. Sorry, I'm slouching. My neck is killing me.
Yeah, we're going to have to figure something else out.
Michael says, no good barbecue places in Kuwait or Iraq. Don't feel bad. For some reason, they just don't like pulled pork. I don't know why. Wohawk says that Jeff has a sensitive palate. Very refined.
Yeah, that's a diplomatic way of saying that.
Fred Hill says there's a big OLED sale starting today until March 1st. I did hear about that. Trolling for Dollar says, your thoughts on Fry's closing? I was not surprised in the least bit. That's one of the things, like, you knew it was coming. I did a video a while back going through the store, like, there's nothing there. They're empty, dead empty. But it was a place that for me was, for a long time, it was like heaven on earth. I mean, you can walk in there, I could get all the parts and everything I needed. I loved going to Fry's. I'm sad they're gone. Kill King says, did you hear USPS ups, etc. are severely backlogged? Shipping wise, 2 books are sitting on the East Coast. Well, or 2 boats, I guess. Anyway, yes, I did. In fact, we've noticed that with getting stuff shipped. In Vegas, it has not been as bad. But, like, in Montana, it says, 2-day shipping. No. You're lucky if it's there in a week.
Yeah.
And they'll tell you this is what I love. It's out for shipment. It'll be out for shipment for 3 days. Mm-hmm. They're like, it's in Bozeman. It's out for shipment. We'll be there by your house by 8 o'clock tonight. Nope. 3 days later, still not.
So, and what I had heard was that the center of the country, a lot of USPS facilities were really, really hit hard by COVID. And so that's, prior to Christmas to now, things are just taking a really long time. And my understanding is that supervisors that don't necessarily do the jobs were being called up to do them. Why are you making a face at me?
Because I'm way behind and you're telling long stories about the post office.
Oh, I'm sorry. Am I telling a story? Excuse me. You just snatched my cow ears. Anyways, so supervisors who perhaps hadn't done the job in a really long time were sending things to the wrong place. Do not hit me. Nope. Anyways, carry on.
Halen says, Jesse, 2 things. Jungle gyms, right?
Yes. Oh my gosh. So amazing. So amazing. If anyone ever gets an opportunity to go to Jungle Gyms, I was like, what is this gym thing? Like, I'm thinking like a gym with a Y. Like, why are we going to go work out? Then I looked it up. It was amazing. Food from everywhere. Stop giving me the look. And then
Findlay Market.
Oh yeah, and then Findlay. Although the kids were like super not as excited about that. Have I heard from Blind Tool Man? I did in early February. I have not. I haven't heard from him like in the last week or so.
Yeah.
I know a couple other people are like, hey, where is he? I think he's just busy right now.
Anthony says, howdy. Ever not know what to buy at Harbor Freight? Bought a 56-inch Friday Hercules miter saw today. Today I simply bought a welding cart. Well, man, you've been definitely using that 20% off coupon. Good for you.
Yep.
Yeah, I have that same problem. I used to have the problem like going into record stores. You go in the record store and you're like, I'm here for one thing, and you completely forget what you're there for.
I think most people do that in the grocery store.
Yeah, I do that at Harbor Freight all the time. Is fries gone forever? Yes, it is. Gone. Fred Hill says that's like 2008 I was paying up to over something. Dennis says, thanks, Jeff and Jesse. Off to HR tomorrow morning to purchase the Diablo. Harbor Freight, I think he means. Joe says, it has way too high gearing for snow. Oh.
Yeah,
and Fred says, that's when we were paying $5 a gallon. Oh, don't even talk about $5 a gallon, man.
You'll speak it into existence.
Michael says, I got the top and bottom 26-inch Craftsman tool chest this weekend from Lowe's for 50% off. Would have never known about these unicorns if not for the channel. Thanks for all you do. That's awesome. I'm so happy for you. I went to Lowe's. My local Lowe's has the 41-inch, which is the one I really wanted. They had the top for $200. That's normally a $500 top. I could not find the bottom anywhere. Which is actually, but I'm kind of glad because then I would end up with another giant tool chest, and I'm going to do this VersaStack thing, and we're going to see how that goes. Bear One says, what do you think of the new Merlin air compressor accessory kit? It's nice. The central pneumatic ones are usually junk. The accessory kit's not that bad, but for the base model, for the cheap air accessories, I actually go to Lowe's. I won't buy the cheap air stuff from Harbor Freight. Ed says, Mrs. Bear's ears, you keep promising to toss them. I just did. I did not do a very good job. It bent as I was trying to throw it. I didn't get the good angle.
Really?
Fred says, since you're back in Vegas, you have to go eat at Golden Steer, the best steakhouse in Vegas. I forgot about that. We do. I need a good steak. Trent says, I complained enough to Makita that the fragile tools are not suitable for cold conditions. They're refunding current price for 17 plus 5 batteries. Unfortunately, that's it.
That's still a lot.
That's a lot. Yeah. I can't believe they're doing that. Anthony says the rebranding Outdoor Supply Hardware is nice. I went in and it feels like an old Osh. Smart people, well stocked, just more being offered tool wise. That is cool. Speaking of tool companies that that aren't doing the right thing and finally get around to it. I had a person contact me that they had an issue with SK Tools. Now, I'm a huge fan of SK Tools. I've always heard they have great customer service. I've never had a problem with them. He had repeated issues with getting a refund. If you hear anything negative about SK Tools, contact me because I want to hear about if this is just a weird one-off situation that just was a comedy of errors or if this is a trend going on. Because if it's a trend, I don't want to keep promoting people to buy SK if they're going to have issues with giving people refunds. Gus says, I have several of those tough built products and have no complaints, and I abuse them. That's mean. John says, I'm thinking about getting the Win 10-inch miter saw with laser for $183 at Home Depot. Is that a good DIY miter saw for a first-timer? Here's what I'm going to say. I do like the Win products. I think they make some really good products. Would you rather get a Win 10-inch miter saw with laser for $183 or would you rather get the 12-inch Admiral with a blade and the laser setup at Harbor Freight for the same price? What?
I was going to say something, but you're not done talking.
I'm not done talking.
That's right, so I didn't say anything.
Okay, now say something.
I have to go to Barbecue 76's house. He's heating up some shrimp sausage gumbo that he made.
Oh.
First, you needed to know that. Second, no, I did not barbecue it, but it's still good. Okay, I'm on my way. I'm going to get my coat. I got my ID. I'm going to go to the airport. I'll see you later.
Really?
Yep.
Gus says, we read that. Or maybe that was somebody else. He said several of those tough-built products have no complaints. I abuse them. All right, anyway. Humley says, I'm on my 4th Hercules Spotlight, and this one seems to be working right, finally.
Awesome. I remember like 2 weeks ago, you were saying you were having a ton of issues with them.
Gus says, that's the same thing. Spectre Air says, what's your opinion on Dogecoin? Is it worth the hype? No. It's a hype coin. There's nothing behind it. There's never ever going to be anything behind it other than the meme niche of it. if you didn't already get in on that and make your money and get out, then it's too late. Justin Dow says, Stock Talk. Hell yeah. Cheers to that.
Yep.
I could talk stocks all day. William says, hi, Big Bear, Mrs. Bear from Minnesota.
Hello.
Will Hawk says, I'm pretty sure Jessie is an air guitar girl.
It's funny because I was totally thinking about the banjo. I think the banjo is an amazing instrument. I just feel like I don't personally have that gift. Granted, I've never really played one, so maybe it's a hidden talent I don't even know about.
Mike Brunner says, hi. How does Cobalt Ryobi Rigid makers of 12-inch miter saws compare to the Hercules model? First of all, the Cobalt and Ryobi, and they're definitely in the prosumer to upper tier consumer level. I would compare them more with the Admiral or the Ryobi. They're definitely not at the same level as the Hercules. I haven't seen the new Rigid. Now, Rigid made a great 10-inch saw for a long time, but I'll be honest, there's been a lot of the Rigid saws that have been kind of iffy, but I have not seen the recent one. I honestly don't think that there is a saw right now in the price range that competes strongly with the Hercules. It's a great saw at a great price point. Now, the price has been going up. Now, when it's on sale, when it's on sale, like with the 20% off that's going on right now, there's nothing that can touch it. Jennifer White Wolf says Dulcimer would be very cool. Mm-hmm. Antonio says, okay, got another service call. Everyone be safe. Have an amazing evening. Take care, Jeff and Jesse. Thank you, sir. You be safe out there also. Jasper says, regarding Carnival stock, I read they're scraping several ahead of schedule to keep supply in check as new ships are still on or scrapping. That was apparently a planned one, and apparently they're not getting scrapped. They're getting sold and getting refurbished by another cruise line. They're going to be put back into service. So I hope they do, because it'd be a shame to see those ships go away. But yeah, Carnival they just sold out. They opened up sales for around the world cruises as soon as they start. They sold out the same day, and those are $100,000 tickets.
Yeah, I mean, cruises are going like gangbusters.
Michael says, banjos are neat things, but don't have a volume control. They can be loud when played. Impressive for a passive instrument. Yes. Mm-hmm. Just loud. All right. Where was I? There we go. Mike Adams says, being that I'm still a rookie woodworker, are the flush cut saws at Harbor Freight good enough for a first-time use buyer, or better off to stop pinching Abe Lincoln's and buy a good one? Okay, so I had one of the cheap flush cut saw, and I would not say it was good for woodworker standards. It was good for doing basic repair work, that kind of stuff. I would not recommend it for someone even trying to be a rookie woodworker. If you're trying to have like a really nice finished product where you're going to see where the end result is going to be visible to the naked eye, I would not get it. I would spend a few bucks more and get a nice one. Bear One says, Miss Bear, could you rub Mr. Bear's head like a crystal ball or magic 8-ball? No.
It's a family channel. No. Nope.
Wang Chung says, awesome woodworking, so I'll go with the DeWalt. Thanks so much for your advice. By the way, I can handle a fellow barbecue snob, but I'm glad you're not a tool snob.
Touche.
And Barbecue 76 says, I also understand it's very difficult to get a hamburger in India.
Yep.
It is. But I'll tell you what, that's the one thing about being back here in Vegas. Oh, I've had my fill of Indian food. Oh, I've missed it so badly. Ooh, with the garlic naan. Pause 101 says, just put a pegboard behind my workbench, cleared up a lot of clutter. I love pegboards.
Yeah.
They're fantastic. And the old tech guy says, Fries has been dying a slow death. It needed to either survive or die. The slow thing was just ugly. It was getting ugly, wasn't it, man?
Because you just go in and it's we don't have it.
But the way they did it was undignified. They basically shut down. They closed the stores one night, and in the middle of the night, they closed the business. Didn't tell anybody it was coming. It was obvious it was coming, but I just don't think it was a classy way to do it. All right.
$5 super chat from Dr. Falcon. It says, rub his head and tell us the future. 3, 2, 1. The future is that your life will be so much more amazing if you hit the like button.
Sorry, my stomach just was like, probably because I'm hungry. Corey, that was it. Looking into generators, would you recommend a Predator 3500 over Windy Super Quiet, or should I just save the little bit of money for the Westinghouse? I don't know what the Windy Super Quiet is. Apparently, this is something I've missed out on. The only Windy I know is a burger, and they're pretty loud when you eat them. Westinghouse says iGen 4500 or the Westinghouse iGen. I've not heard good things about the Westinghouse ones. In fact, Westinghouse in general has everything they put their name on has been kind of questionable. The Predator 3500, I think, is a great generator. I see it around all the time. Anytime we go to campgrounds, stuff like that, everyone seems to have one of those. I know a lot of guys who have them on their trucks that use them, and Consumer Reports even put that and the Honda, which has always been their editor's choice. The Predator is now equivalent to that as the other. The other editor's choice. Excuse me. Oh, my stomach's having issues. But,
Doctor.
Yes.
Sorry.
Anyway, I think, especially right now with the 20% off coupon, they're one of the best bangs for the buck out there.
Barbecue 76 with a $2.76 super chat. Family channel, rub the correct head. I was not making a joke about that. But, yes, we are a family channel. Mm-hmm.
Antonio says both the Fry's and Electronics in Arizona are still open. How are they still open? They shut down the whole company.
That's what I thought.
Fred Hill says in 2000 we bought our house for $260,000. Good grief! Our house is now valued at $610,000. Unreal. Yeah, that's the other problem with stuff like that is like, well, if I sell my house, where do I live? John says need some way to turn bacon grease into gas. Well, there's an answer there you're not gonna like. Barbecue 76 says, I'm heating up some shrimp sauce. Oh, that's the one you read. Bob says, stop at Jungle Jim's when you go through Cincinnati. Go to the original on the east side. Jesse, you will not be disappointed. The original on the east side is not... Was
that the one that was at Fair?
No, because the original on the east side, I don't think it's there anymore. Because they went to one at Eastgate Mall.
Yeah, but I went to the other one.
That was up near Route 4 in Fairfield. Okay. I think the original one was out near Milford or
I don't know.
I don't remember where it used to be, but it didn't. When I looked at it, like the original one used to be like in a dirt parking lot, and it was a single story. It looked kind of shady from the outside. And
the one in Fairfield or Fair something.
Mm-hmm.
Fairfield. That one actually looks like it actually had like a monorail that moved, but it was not happening.
Yeah, see, they weren't like that when I went there.
Of course, that was.
Well, he's talking about the original one, okay, so that's what we're talking about. I'm going to flick you here. Mater's Workshop says Rustin Cattle Company here in Ennis serves a steak so good that I don't use steak sauce with it. What?
I thought you were going to say something. I
was going to say something snarky, but I didn't.
Johnny's Tool Reviews with the $1.99 super chat. Thank you so much. It says, thank you, Den of Tools, for everything you do. You are so super welcome, and I'm going to get my triangle situation together. Thank you so much for the super chat. 3, 2, 1.
Oh.
You ripped him off and threw them, so you've lost your mind. You know what?
Takes care of that problem.
Here's the real problem. You're still married to me. Thanks. It's looking great. It's fantastic.
Trent says, my son and I found out we have the Chinese virus. Fortunately, much like 99.9% of Americans, no noticeable symptoms. Praying for those who are having a rough time. Sir, I hope it stays that way. I think that's a blessing. It was not fun. I will say, looking back on it, though, that I think we were just more wigged out by... Because I've had the flu. And And it wasn't fun either. And I don't know if it was any worse for us than it was to have the flu. I think it was just more in our heads about the fact that, oh my gosh, it's Corona. So, anyway, what time is it? 6:55. Let me catch up here because we got to get going here.
Yep.
Anthony says, I've never had a problem with SK. They warranted my LP90 for flaking chrome, but they do take a while to process and respond sometimes. Thank you for that feedback. Killer King says, do you think we are officially entering the end of the oil dollar? Boy, that's a hard one. That's a big, long topic. I'm not sure. King RL says, wow, guys, been away for a while. Just came back. Tons of more subscribers. Well done, both of you. Thank you, sir. Glad to see you came back to say hi. Barbecue76 says, third, now everybody knows that because I put tools, going to eat my gumbo now. Remember Data Tools if you want to read. Fred says, maybe Mac, I got to take my meds. Let's see here.
Did I do Zach Seed's $5 super chat?
I don't know.
That I did. I think I was so distracted by somebody ripping my poor defenseless ears off. Zach C with a $5 super chat. I think I'm digging your icon. $5 super chat. Thank you so much. 3, 2, 1. I got all. Thank you so much.
Let's see here. Wompster says, do you see Harbor Freight coming out with a track saw? I have threatened them physically if they don't come out with a track saw. This is something they need to do. And they have not said anything to me recently. I'll be honest, they've not been very communicative to me ahead of time about what's coming out. It's usually I get some information from our deep freight agents, and then I go back to them and go, hey, what about this? And then a lot of times they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, because I got a picture of it. And then they're like, oh. Yeah, they've been a lot less forward communicative to me than they were in the past. But I mean, everyone and their brother's been saying, we want a track saw. We want not just a track saw. We want a plunge cut real track saw. And I would love to say it because I think track saws are really underrated and that a lot of people should be using track saws rather than table saws for a lot of stuff they do. What?
I did nothing.
Oh, I thought you were poking me. And let's see here. Jumped on me there. Bear One says, do you think Briggs & Stratton will push out their funk and get relisted on the exchange? No. Donna Ross says, wait, did I miss Jesse responding to my pencil collection comment?
I did. I responded saying that I've had it in my trunk in the car for about 3.5 weeks, and I need to mail it out, and yeah. I need a pen. If I put a dot on my finger, it'll happen.
Kill King says, the mama still has colored hair unlike the Papa Bear. That's balding. No, I still have colored hair. My beard's white, but my hair on top of my head still has color.
Yeah.
There's just not much of it. Trent says, I had to ship fragile Makita tools to a distribution center in Crazy Cali. They're approved a refund. Apparently, it's common on cold job sites. I tried for a loss of time. No moss. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Buckmaster says, I don't disagree with you on the Predator, but I just ran our whole house on a Westinghouse 9500 generator for 6 days and 10 hours straight, and no problem. That's great, and I hope you never have a problem with it. But here's the logic behind this. I get feedback not just from the stuff that I use, but from hundreds, if not thousands, probably tens of thousands of people at this time, of what their experiences have been. And I also do a lot of research and talk to a lot of people who do testing and that kind of stuff. So I cover the board when it comes to getting feedback on this. And I get a lot of feedback on the Westinghouse stuff, and it's not good. And the issue is, like I like to say, is if you're like my age, you remember the old Ford Pinto. And no one would suggest somebody buy a Ford Pinto because those things go boom, right? Well, back in the day, my family had a Ford Pinto. And it drove like a top, and it always started. It ran great, never exploded on anybody, So it's like, that's great. That was great for us. It was a great experience, but you wouldn't recommend to somebody else that they go out and buy a Ford Pinto. So I hope you never have a problem with it, but that's why I say stuff like that, is because I get tons of feedback, and so I have to look at it as a percentage. Alex says, is Earthquake Cordless dead? I'm not sure, but I'm not going to say that it's not either. We're looking into it. Michael says, sounds like you want to wrap up the transmission. Thanks for this. Check your emails. Some minor good stuff or good news in there next week, perhaps. Good night, Mike in VB. Driven to Insanity says, save the ears.
That's right.
I think they're talking about you. Save my ears because you're playing that too loud in my ears.
No, they're
Client
talking about
graphics.
you ripping them off.
Chris
Client
says
graphics.
$2.99 fist bump with the pair.
I know, I love that. Thank you so much. 3, 2, 1. Thank you. Wahawk, I did see, yes, you did win something right before we had Rona. You're not crazy.
What do you win?
It's sitting on my desk.
What is it?
I think it's a flashlight. But thanks for calling me out 900 months later after I had Rona.
No problem.
But I did not forget. It is sitting.
Dewey Nassar, welcome to the Tool Bear. New member. Thank you, sir. Let's see here. Moist Garage says, I subbed and watched most of your videos on toolboxes. Funny wife comes home with a top and bottom Husky 36 toolbox with outlet and USB for our anniversary. Nice.
Awesome.
You never bought me a toolbox.
Baby.
She knows not to. She's like, whatever she would buy me, I'd be like, that's not the right one. Pedro says, thanks for the video. Post a few days ago. One of the closeouts, the $61 CH air compressor from my local Walmart was one of the key tools I needed for my auto detailing business. Nice. DR Falcon says, I read the other day that MTD, the mower company, has dropped Briggs and Kohler engines and have an exclusive contract with an outfit called Powermore. Wow. Time for the bears to go hibernate. Kind of is.
Yep.
Anyway, that's it for us today. Don't forget to choose a moderator on your way out. Go and check out the channel. Give them a like. Help support the creative community on YouTube. Spread the love. Thanks again for everyone who donated tonight, and especially for our members. You guys are all fantastic. Thanks to everyone. Chuck Miller, thank you for becoming a member of the Den of Tools. Dean Fernatine? Sorry, I'm really bad with pronouncing names. Hope we got close.
Thank you so much.
Anyway, thanks again. You all take care. God bless. And as always, shine on.